Hello, welcome to a tier list, and we will be ranking the Disc 1 characters and their familial relationships. So, first up we have Elena. I'm gonna put Elena in the better than you stepsister. I think Elena is, also in parentheses, blonde nurse. So Elena is the sibling who you have growing up who is just better than you, and your parents are like, oh, you should be more like Elena. And oh, Elena can do it, why not you? And Elena's such a sweet girl, So I think that's puts Elena up here in the better than you stepsister. Next up we have Amber. I think Amber is dirt-eating little sister. I think she is your younger sibling who eats the dirt off the ground, and you have to tell her not to eat the dirt. She also gets into theater when she grows up into middle school, and she, does a lot of, looks into the occult and, kind of just a menace, but not just an introverted menace. So definitely the weird kid in the family. So that is important. And not like a weird nerd kid, like someone like, let's see, Tiamat or Serene. This is like esoteric kid. Amber probably wanted... They probably diagnosed Amber with some kind of mental illness, but it was incorrect, and she was on the wrong medication for 10 years, and they won't give her Adderall or whatever she actually needs. So she's probably just misused by the medical system, and just an esoteric girl boss. Boldera, I think Boldera is my nagging wife. Not my real wife, she's wonderful, but what I mean is theoretically, Boldera would be your nagging wife, okay? She's the typical boomer wife, is Boldera. So Boldera is kind of that bossy mom who is like a teacher. She's one of the PTA moms. I don't even know what that means, but I just remember it. She goes to the school, she works out at the school, and she always tells you what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat, and she's the nagging boomer wife, trad wife is what we're gonna put. That's Boldera. Next up we have Ceres. Ceres Sigma. She's the Sigma sister. Ceres, but is a failure. So we'll call her a Sigma fail sister. So basically, Ceres watches all the Sigma videos and, wants to be the cool, buff cop, wants to protect people like the hero, and she wants to get all the cute ladies, but she fails at it, and it's, she kind of is probably holed up in her room as when she was younger, and, learning about all these weird ideologies and stuff on the internet. So she's not really a femcel, but she's a Sigma, gotta get the grind. I'm the lone wolf, and I get all the ladies, That's Ceres. Sindine, we all know, Sindine's just the bully sibling. Honestly, we can just say bully older sibling who has anger issues and, just makes her life really terrible. And basically it's kind of like abuse, but everyone's like, oh, older sibling vibes XD. So you never really get recognition for living through and surviving Sindine. So yeah. Epime. Now, see, Epime is a subclass of the trad wife, okay? So we're gonna put a row below, because this is a subclass that we're gonna call religious mom. No, a religious grandma positive. I don't think Epime is going to hate you or do this or that. I think Epime is... I'm gonna restrict her from not grandma, religious great aunt. I think she is a wine drinker. I think she, gives you advice, and she's in touch with the spiritual side of the world, which no one else in your family is. So you get that, comfort and information from her, and she tells you about things, and she's accepting, and she's also aware of the scams in the world, and maybe she participates in the scams, and she knows about that, and maybe she has a MLM candle system, where she has multi-level marketing and sells candles to candles and all that stuff. So that's Epime. Next up, we have Holocene. I'm gonna put Holocene in the subclass of the aunt figure because I think Holocene is an aunt. I think she is a don't talk to her aunt. So basically, I think everyone in the family doesn't really like Holocene. She's too weird. She is just that person, see her every once in a while. So you can kind of just see Epime or Holocene, and she's cool. She buys you food. She buys you cool things. Cool girl. Like, you love her. She's eccentric, and everyone, for some reason, doesn't like her. She says, don't talk to Holocene. Like, she's too weird. She's too much. And when you see her, finally, you actually kind of like her. She's really cool. And they just don't like her because she's different and she's fun, and maybe they're jealous, but Holocene, and she educates you in a cool way, makes learning fun. She tells you about, language and history and all of that in a fun way. Holocene is kind of that, you wish she was your mom. That's basically how I can put it up, is Holocene, you kind of you're only allowed to see her a few times in your life, and you're like, damn, I wish I had her as my mom. And Holocene loves you. She loves you. She thinks you're the coolest. Yeah. I think Amality comes up here in the nagging boomer trad wife PTA mom, because I think she is like the HR receptionist of the public school. She is there. And she is, doing all this. Sorry, I am checking DMs. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious. Amality is the receptionist. She is the older woman who is cranky all the time. She's the librarian. Okay, she's cranky librarian vibes. So is Boldera. All right. Next up, we have Jika. Jika's going up here as almost the pinnacle of this whole red section is kind of like maternal figures or figures of authority in the Mariarchy. Is that even how you say that? Jika is the overbearing, perfectionist, principal mom. You know those kids in high school who their parents are a teacher and they're in all the honor classes and all of that? That's Jika, alright? That's basically all I can describe her as. And I know I might get some flack. I personally don't think Jika would be overbearing on her children, but she is this mom, if that makes sense. She isn't, but she is. I don't think she's canonically this mom, but for the purpose of this list and being exaggeratory, if that's even a word, I think she is the principal mom. Next up is Kimmy. Kimmy obviously is gonna go in the little kid vibes over here. So is Kimmy dirt eating little sister? No. I think Kimmy Kimmy is kind of like, I don't think she's your sister. I think Kimmy is your niece. I think Kimmy is your niece, who is, you know, the niece, I spelled that wrong. The niece you vibe with, and you babysit Kimmy, and you're like, wow, she is smart. Like, this is your first interaction with a child. This is like, wow. You hang out with Kimmy, and you have to babysit her, and you're like, you know, maybe children aren't just snot babies. Like, Kimmy is smart as hell. And you hang out with Kimmy and you really vibe with her better than anyone else in your family. And you're like, wow, Kimmy, you're the best. I would die for you. That's Kimmy. Leda is your, you know, older sister. And she's the gamer. She's your older goth sister. She's gonna teach you how to paint your nails. She is, you know, older goth gamer, you know. Paints your nails and sneaks drugs. She gives you alcohol. She gives you, you know, she covers you. She's got you. If you need to do anything a little shady or something that mom wouldn't like, you go to Leda, and Leda's got you, okay? And she's also a gamer. You go in her room, it's like dark, and it's like probably smells like drugs. And maybe the family doesn't like her. She's like, oh, Leda's a failure or something. But you like Leda. Leda's got your back. You know, Leda will save you. She's got a really good heart. Maeve's definitely up here on the maternal figure. I think Maeve's is a don't talk to her. I think some of the family members might be like intimidated by Maeve's intelligence. And it's like, don't talk to Maeve's. But you hang out with Maeve's and she makes learning fun, she buys you food, and she's just a cool girl. And you wish Maeve's was your mom. Mume is interesting. I definitely think Mume is kind of similar to Ceres, but a different version of Sigma. So let's, like, Mume is kind of middle child vibes. And, you know, Mume is, like, I think she's the girl who is quiet, and you don't really you feel bad for her, because her parents suck, and she's quiet, and it's like an open and shut case that her parents just suck. And she can't do anything about it. I think she's a neglected child. I'm gonna give her the neglected subclass. She's just neglected. She isn't even a bad kid. Like, she's smart, she studies, but she's just kind of neglected. She doesn't lash out, she doesn't do anything like that. She's just neglected. Now, Nilly is definitely one of the older sisters, similar to Leda, but in a weird way. I think, see, Nilly's really difficult. I think she's like the sister, she's the older sister who went down a weird career. Older sister with a weird career, and she's kind of shunned because of it, and you never see her, and when you do see her, it's almost like you're on alert, because she's a stranger. She's the stranger. Like, you kind of see her sometimes. She's the older, like you're like 15 and she's in her 20s, and she's like away, and you never get to see her, and you never really know her. That's Nilly. Next up we have Ferrith, who, honestly, I'm gonna give with, you know, Leda. I think they're both punk. I don't think Ref is much of a gamer, but I think she's got your back just like this. These are like the Nickelodeon goth sisters, you know? Now, I think Piamat is the prodigy child with some issues. So I'm gonna put her in the little sister. No, I'm gonna put her in like the old, just like same age as you or similar. So I'm gonna do prodigy with issues. Gifted kid. That's Piamat. She is your prodigy sister, and you know, everyone supports her and all that, but then it's like, oh, she's got issue, but everyone just sees her as, oh, the perfect child, and those issues go unnoticed. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. We're gonna put you to the side for now. Also, I think we gotta move Sindine up to the older sister category. Awesome. That's the incorrect color. And I guess the young should go down here. Anyway, Rhonda. I think Rhonda is the younger Zoomer kid. I think she is Zoomer core. Gets into trouble a lot. I think Rhonda gets into trouble. I think she has a vape. I think she vapes. I think she's a vape kid. I think that's what Rhonda is. And, you know, you hang out with Rhonda, your little sister, and you're like, damn, kids these days. That's what you think when you hang out with kids these days. Put on some clothes, Rhonda. What are you doing? That's what you think when you hang out with Rhonda. Even if that's not your personality, that's what you think. You're like, damn, kids these days are doomed. Alright. Rivian. We all know Rivian. I think Rivian is one of your older sisters, and, you know, I think she does her best. I think it's just like in the game. Older sister does her best. A lot of flaws. So, there's not much else I can say about her, because she kind of has, we already know her vibes because of the game. Stydia. Now, up here we have religious great aunt, positive MLM. Now we're going to make a row below for the negative grandma. Oh wait. Religious grandma. Negative. So, what else can I say? We all know Stydia. She is the overly religious grandma who is gonna, you know, police you and make sure, like, have these weird ass rules. Like, oh, don't eat peppermint, because peppermint has P in the name, and if you reverse a P, it's a 6, which is the devil. So, that's fucking Stydia. That's when you think about your grandma and you're talking about, like, someone's talking about, like, oh, my parents were so religious when I grew up, and then you're like, and you conversate as well, and you're like, oh, my grandma was so religious. She used to make me do this, and then everyone kind of stares at you, and you're like, oh shit, that's actually messed up. I have some, and you all laugh, but it's like actually kind of messed up because you realize there's a lot of stuff you forgot about your religious grandma. Okay. I think Suli is right here with the younger Zoomer sister. I think Suli and Rhonda are friends. They sell vapes, they trade vapes, all that stuff. Thaus? Oh god. I think Thaus is a bully older sister with anger issues. But I don't know if she's a bully. I think what she is like, she's like that kid in the movies who's like in the bully category, but only because they like grew up faster and they just kind of look big and like they don't get along with anyone, but they're just kind of cold and yeah. Older, cold sister. Conflict with parents. Like, she is just shut off. just does not talk to anyone, has like skulls in her room, like of animals that she's like skinned herself. Like, she is that weirdo, not weirdo in a mean way, but she is different than the norm. And people don't like that, especially parents, at least in this theoretical situation. Okay, Serene, we finally get to Serene. Okay, now where does Serene go? Is Serene a Sigma fail sister? That's kind of interesting. Maybe I think she's got the like hopeless romantic vibes of Ceres. She's kind of like Tiamat and Ceres combined. No, I think Serene's your older sister who's like positive. Which we don't have a good older sister, basically, except for the weirdos. So we're gonna put Serene is your older sister who's got your back. Just normal, you know, positive role model. You know, she's your older sister, and you love her, and you like her, and she's got your back, and she's smart. Like, you don't get any issues. Ride or die. Alright. Next up we have Yuffie. Is Yuffie a young Zoomer? I don't think so. I think she's close. I think Yuffie's your older sister. I don't know why everyone's got such older sister vibes. I guess they are all adults, so. But Yuffie, cool, trashy sister. I think, you know, she's preppy cheerleader sister, and maybe a little, pardon my language, slutty. Oh my god. I think Yuffie is that kind of party girl. She's the party girl, but she's like different than the other party girls. She's like, you know, she's not superficial or anything. She is your solid, good sister, you know? Next up we have Valley. I'm gonna put Valley in Sigma fail sister. I think Valley's a little less cold and edge than Ceres, but I think Valley's got that hopeless, no. We're gonna say Valley's a prodigy with, yeah. Valley's a gifted kid with issues, like social issues, and that's pretty much it. Also kind of similar to Serene and positive role model. Jay's dirt-eating little sister, a little esoteric. Actually, no. I think Jay is another older sister who is just so happy to see you. So happy to see you. You know exactly what I'm talking about. She's the sister who's like, oh my god, it's you. Like, oh my god, tell me about it. Like, she's just the best. Which is similar to Yuffie, but I think Jay is more energetic. While Yuffie's more like, you can come to her. Alright, and then lastly we have question mark, which we don't really know much about, because we don't even know who she is. So I think we'll put her down here, and we'll put her as dead sister. Is that morbid? She's definitely got those, like, well, you know what? She's the attic sister you didn't know you had. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you gotta check your attic. And that's the tier list. So that's everyone in Disc 1, Disc 0 to 1, and their familial vibes. Thank you for watching.